basketball, guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. NBA analysts make several comments about the current Golden State Warriors squad. Some say the squad is good, but it needs a star to help Stephen Curry. Others say the young players are providing full support on the Warriors bench and that this squad can make the playoffs. They also say that the time has come to change some pieces, such as Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Kevin Looney, Moses Moody, and invest in a renowned and experienced star. Rumors, trade between Warriors and Miami Heat shocks the NBA. Despite the Golden State Warriors' terrific 9-2 start to the season, there are doubts that Steve Kerr's expanded rotation is sustainable and suited for the playoffs. With the Warriors still lacking a bona fide number 2 behind Stephen Curry, Dan Favale of Bleacher Report proposed a massive 3-team trade that could land the Miami Heat's Jimmy Butler, a 6-time NBA All-Star and a proven playoff star. Golden State Warriors receive Jimmy Butler, Bruno Fernando, Josh Richardson. Miami Heat receive Jonathan Kuminga, DeAnthony Melton, Andrew Wiggins, Golden State's 2025 first-round pick, 2026 first-round swap, via Golden State, Golden State's 2027 first-round pick, Atlanta's 2028 second-round pick, Golden State's 2030 first-round pick, protected numbers 21-30. Toronto Raptors receive Gary Payton II, into non-taxpayer MLE, Atlanta's 2026 second-round pick, via Golden State, Miami's 2031 second-round pick, top 55 protection. Golden State may have a harder time embracing the framework given how well things are going. But its need for a second option endures. The bones of this can be reworked if the Warriors prefer to include Kevin Looney or Kyle Anderson. Subbing in either for Melton still allows the math to work. The picks will be a larger sticking point, but exiting a trade with the best player while retaining Brandon Podziemski cannot be understated, Favale wrote. Favale's trade pitch represents an all-in swing for the Warriors, who failed to land LeBron James, Paul George or Lauri Markkanen over the last 9 months. As currently constructed, the Warriors have been relying on Buddy Hield, 17.7 points, as their second-best scorer behind Curry. But Hield is coming off the bench and most often not on the court during crunch time minutes. In the playoffs, Curry would have to need another reliable scorer next to him in the starting lineup and during crucial moments. The 35-year-old Butler fits that bill as a strong two-way player. He is called Playoff Jimmy for his penchant for playing big games during the postseason. While Butler lost in the NBA Finals twice with the Heat, he averaged 24.1 points, 8.3 assists, and 6.6 rebounds in 11 games. However, Butler's age and injury concerns could give the Warriors second thoughts about surrendering all their draft capital. The Warriors are interested in Butler, according to The Athletic's Sam Amick. Jimmy Butler's going to be a free agent next summer, didn't get an extension done, Amick said on the TK Show podcast on September 12. The Warriors, as you know, have interest there and I think probably, they made a couple of calls during the summer. Butler's future in Miami was clouded with uncertainty following Heat president Pat Riley's telling statement during his exit interview. "We don't have to do that for a year," Riley told reporters about Butler's extension while speaking to reporters during his exit interview on May 6. "And so, we have not discussed that internally right now, but we have to look at that, making that kind of commitment." Butler is on the final guaranteed year of his 3-year, $146.4 million contract. He holds a $52.4 million player option for the 2025-26 season. The Warriors have been banking on their mantra, strength in numbers, during this splendid start. Their depth is their strength, with their bench leading all second units in the NBA in scoring with 58.0 points per game entering November 15 games. Last week, ESPN's Tim Bontemps reported the Warriors have doubts this is sustainable. Privately, the Warriors admit they know they can't play this way forever, Bontemps wrote on November 8. but what's proving true is that this strategy can help through the grind of the 82-game regular season and set up Golden State to be a factor in the West. Kerr has to shrink his rotation in the playoffs. A consolidation trade for a star makes it easier for Kerr to establish a playoff-ready rotation. Warriors guard has suffered an injury. You are here, home/sports/NBA/Warriors guard has suffered an injury. Warriors guard has suffered an injury. Avatar photo. November 14, 2024. By Ryan Ward. At Ryan Ward LA. 0 comments. Follow the Cold Wire on Google News. Follow us. Cleveland, Ohio, November 8. Head coach Steve Kerr of the Golden State Warriors reacts during the first quarter against the Cleveland Cavaliers at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on November 8, 2024 in Cleveland, Ohio. Note to user expressly acknowledges and agrees that, by downloading and/or using this photograph, user is consenting to the terms and conditions of the Getty Images license agreement. Photo by Jason Miller/Getty Images. The consensus about the Golden State Warriors heading into the 2024-25 NBA season was that this could be the year that Stephen Curry and company start to really regress, with Klay Thompson leaving the team in free agency and the storied franchise unable to make a game-changing trade during the summer. Although everyone seems to be waiting for the Warriors' downfall in the Western Conference, Steve Kerr's squad is firing on all cylinders at the moment, winning 9 out of the first 11 games of the season, which is a surprising twist for Golden State. With Curry now healthy and back to form while the team is coming off an emotional win over Thompson's Dallas Mavericks, the Warriors are starting to look like a legitimate title contender in the West. However, the team was dealt a blow in the injury department this week, with Shams Charania of ESPN reporting that guard DeAnthony Melton has suffered a sprained left ACL. Hield's hope of major NBA award may be foiled by Warriors teammate. The best bench duo in the league? The good early performance put some individual players in the first discussions about major NBA prizes. One of those is Buddy Hield, who has been on fire for the Warriors in a bench role, subsequently seeing the 31-year-old emerge as a legitimate candidate for 6th Man of the Year. Despite some quieter performances in his last 3 games, Hield is still averaging 16.6 points and 4.3 rebounds on 49.6% shooting from the floor and 44.3% from three-point range, excluding his one game as a starter. Buddy Hield's biggest threat for 6MOY may be a Warriors teammate. Hield and Peyton Pritchard are seen as the 2 early favorites for 6th Man of the Year, with the Boston Celtics guard having got off to a similarly hot shooting start in averaging 16.2 points on 42.7% three-point shooting. Yet there's also another potential candidate who is going under the radar right now, Hield's teammate in Jonathan Kuminga. The former 7th overall pick moved back to the bench after the first 3 games of the season, and has since been incredibly consistent as a constant scoring threat for Golden State. Kuminga has scored at least 10 points in all 8 of his games off the bench, including 7 games of 15 points or more. The 22-year-old has scored 21, 20, and 16 points in his last 3 games, and now leads the entire league in bench scoring at 17.3 points per game on 52% shooting from the floor and 42.9% from three-point range. Kuminga is also averaging 4.8 rebounds, 2 assists, and nearly a steal in his games off the bench, further showcasing a strong response despite the initial disappointment. The 4th-year forward would have been hoping to be a most improved candidate if anything, particularly if he was able to nail down a starting role. Perhaps Kuminga can now turn his attention to a different award though, and one that could still generate him a large payday come the offseason where he's set to be a restricted free agent. Kuminga only has to look at Miami Heat guard Tyler Herro as a recent example of a young 6th Man of the Year award winner who got a 4-year, $120 million deal shortly after. While Kuminga may hope his form converts into a return to the starting lineup, there's still a pathway for him to get the contract he desires as a bench player this season. Could Hield and Kuminga harm each other's chances for the award? Perhaps so, yet Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell at the Clippers are a recent example that shows it's still possible to win. Either way, the Warriors all of a sudden have one of, if not, the most dynamic bench duo in the entire league.